Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. It's time to review Solana again after Solana broke out above this trend line that we talked about a couple of days ago. And after Solana also reacted to the support regions. Here's a good example for just understanding why sometimes buying in pullback areas can be more beneficial than waiting for a breakout. Because you can clearly see that you get much more profit out of it. The risk is much lower because let's say you would have set the stop below this level or even below the box. So below 125.85, buying here or just casually scaling in means that you're now much more in profit than had you bought just the breakout. But, you know, different styles of trading, both can work, you know, and Elliott Wave works with both of them, breakout setups or pullback setups. But buying pullbacks in uptrends is always the less risky option. You know? Does it mean support has to hold? No, of course not. But it gives you a much tighter stop and a better reward to risk ratio. So essentially you can create your reward to risk ratio yourself by scaling into support zones. And by scaling in a little bit more, the lower we go. Obviously at some point you have to stop out, but that kind of pyramiding in gives you a better reward to risk ratio. But the chart structure itself, what's going on here? Has anything changed? Not really, but we are moving towards the upside target for that D wave, which is part of this triangle thesis. So the idea is that we are in this Elliott wave triangle, no change, okay? So we have an A wave down into the April lows, a B wave rally in the yellow count, and yellow is primary, as you know, from previous updates. Then we have this C wave down of the triangle, and because a triangle is a 5-wave move, we need another D wave and an E wave. So the D wave is likely now unfolding, and then we're gonna watch for an E wave, which is a higher low. So lower high, higher low. And important is just to highlight again what are the key invalidation points or the key levels within this range. Well, we've got the $119 level, which is the lower boundary of the range. 190 is the upper boundary. Anything here sort of in between is noise, but we can still use the Elliott wave principle to identify some levels and some, let's say, key patterns, which can be relevant for trading and to give us an idea of the short-term trend, invalidation points, support and resistance levels. And that's what we're doing. And the idea is we are in the D wave, and the target zone is between $161 and $174. And we have to see how the market reacts to that area. If we get there, at the moment it looks as if we might get there, in fact. Yeah. So zooming in a little bit, in the preferred scenario, we had this initial, let's say A, B, C structure. There are different ways of how this could unfold. For example, one scenario allows for the interpretation of just an A, B, C structure, that we're now in the C wave. And the other one, which I actually like a bit more, is the idea of an W, X, Y structure. And then the Y wave is an A, B, C. But there's currently no sign that wave A is complete. Both combining those two scenarios gives us a possibility to formulate a support zone. So we'll take the lower one out now. We don't need that anymore. I don't want anybody to get confused. It certainly served its purpose. Important is now that in any pullback, to maintain the upside pressure as it is in this, at least here, don't even know what color that is. Is that blue? Let's make it white, easier to read. So if we say in this white microstructure to the upside, in the WXY, yeah, we could get a B wave pullback at any point, and then $138.39 is key support. And we could also do a retest of the trend line from above. That hasn't happened so far. So yeah, and this is what I'm watching. I mean, there's no sign that this A wave has topped. It could just take the direct route. That would be the yellow pathway. But taking these two counts together allows me to add a support zone that works. Because it doesn't need to be reached. It's not a target. It's just support. So yeah, so if a pullback shows, we should see a reaction here. If no pullback shows, yeah, I mean, the trend just goes up. Important is that further upside is expected as long as we're holding above the orange support region, or specifically the $138.39 level. We might still stretch a bit higher in the very short term. I would still see that possibly as wave A here, but it's now getting very long. So if it goes much higher, it's probably the yellow wave C that's unfolding here. I would still like it to go a little bit higher to really fulfill, let's say, the ideal pattern of a D wave in this triangle. This is a little bit too small, a little bit too shallow for a D wave yet at the moment. That's my update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.